Hi guys, welcome to M&D Made Simple. I'm your host, Coach Alexander. We're going to be looking at designing an M&D plan in 2022, step-by-step process. How do you do it? I have to mention that this is a very important component in every organization, especially those that are dealing with monitoring and evaluation of humanitarian work. Mind you, M&D can be applied in any business, organization or institution. You can apply M&D. So this is why I'm talking about this. Now, before I talk about this at length, I want to mention that the enrollment of the 6 months coaching program is still on. So for those of you who are so interested in gaining capacity in monitoring and evaluation, please enroll in this program. It is very good. It has helped people in different parts of the world. I must mention I've worked with people from Africa, I've worked with people from Europe, Asia, even America. So I feel that we are making a difference, and actually I also have to mention that we're going to be doing big things. You won't be seeing M&D Made Simple that much, but it will be all under an academy that we are building for everybody to access this training. So please write to me if you're interested in this. So as usual, this is a long video, so take full advantage of the timestamps which are in the description below. In case you don't want to watch the whole length of the video, you just want to get to the part which is relevant to you. So please take full advantage of that by using the timestamps. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into action. The M&D plan has its components. These are the major components. You've got the framework, you've got the data flow, the indicator reference sheets, budgets, and also the evaluation process. All these things are important. And I have a template for this M&D plan, and I'll share this template in the link below. Okay, and please, when you get this template, be sure to share it with others, because I think right now you're getting this information for free, and let others know that there is this kind of template available. So write to me. That's my email address. In case you don't know the email address, that's the email address I use. So what is a monitoring and evaluation plan? I like to give the example of when you decide, each of us maybe want to build a house someday. Others who are watching this probably have already built a house. So when you planned to build that house, you were obviously looking at what resources will you put into this project in order for it to reach its realization. Okay, so that is also what the plan is. The M&D plan is essentially what you're trying to ask yourself is, how are we going to achieve the M&D activities that we wish to undertake? Okay, so there are so many activities when it comes to monitoring and evaluation. You've got the training, you've got design of data collection tools, you've got data collection, analysis, reporting. You probably also have procurement of softwares, procurement of equipment. So all these things are activities. So how are you going to undertake these activities? What activities need to be undertaken and what resources are required? That is the M&D plan. So when you read that M&D plan, it should be able to answer those 3 questions I've listed. Now, the activities, there's data collection, there's analysis, there's report writing, the resources. You've got the human personnel, you've got the financial resources, and then you've also got the time. All these things are very important. So the M&D plan must contain the relevant information to ensure that M&D is implemented in a sound and correct manner. Okay, so the plan should contain that information for things to happen the right way. Now let me talk about something here. When you have this plan developed, it's going to be a document which will not only be useful for the M&D department. If there's a department in the organization, it won't just be useful for that department, but it will also be useful for other staff, including management, because management, when they endorse this plan, it gives you ammunition or power to execute your functions appropriately. Now let's discuss some of the key components. I won't discuss all the components, but I'll discuss the key components. Now, when it comes to the plan, the one important component which is critical that must be in the plan is the framework matrix. Actually, I've seen different types of M&D frameworks by the way it has been designed, but really I'm talking about the matrix. This matrix is born out of the logical framework. It lists the indicators that are to be monitored, who is to monitor them, how often they should be monitored, how the analysis is done and reported on. So this framework matrix is crucial. Okay, and if in case you don't know what I'm talking about here, it really shows, it's really what you're seeing there in the image. I hope it's clear. This matrix, this example of the framework, as you can see, you've got the indicators, you've got the definitions. I don't usually put the definition because that you'll find it in the indicator reference sheets. But for some formats, you'll find that the definitions are there. So you have the definitions, you have the baseline, you also have the target, the data source, the frequency, and who is responsible, and the reporting. So all those columns are what, the rows and columns are what make up the framework matrix. Now, as you can see, at the highest level result, which is the goal, you'll find out that the frequency is well articulated on how this data will be collected, how often. Okay, so usually what this means is that as you move from the lowest level indicator, the frequency starts to decrease. So from the output stage, you'll find that maybe data collection is collected regularly, but as you move to the highest level of the matrix, which is the goal, data collection will be done annually. Now let's go to the indicator reference sheets. I love this component of the monitoring and evaluation plan because the indicator reference sheets are important, so important, guys. Indicators can mean different things to different people. You can get a document and look at an indicator. It says, for example, there could be an indicator which says increased well-being, livelihoods of people in a certain area. So now that word livelihood can mean different things to different people. One could think that livelihood means improved incomes. Others might think it means improved food security. So the indicator reference sheets gives a standard definition for each indicator in the log frame. So if you have 20 indicators you have 20 indicator reference sheets, and each reference sheet must give a standard definition of each of the indicators. In case you don't know what I'm talking about here, this is what I'm talking about. This is the format of an indicator reference sheet. You can find these indicator reference sheets anywhere on the internet these days. When I first started M&E, I didn't exactly know what these were. But having worked with different people, and actually when I started, I didn't know what they were. Someone had to introduce me to these. They are very useful, but it requires a lot of energy to develop them. So you must have them in the plan. This is another favorite component, the M&E budget. And it's favorite to me, but I can tell you not everybody likes to discuss this topic. Some people like to shy away. The truth of the matter is that no matter what you do, it's a question that will always pop up. Do we have the money to do this that we want to do? The budget details the monetary resources that are required to finance these activities. You need to be explicit when coming up with this budget, because this can actually make or break a deal, especially when you're implementing your activities. How much money do you need to do your data collection? What goes into the logistics? If you're going to hire a consultant, how much do you think is prevailing, like in terms of consultancy fees? Can you afford it? Now, once this budget is approved, and this is why I said that once this plan is approved, it means that your budget is also approved, and that will give you a lot of say to do your activities, because you are doing your activities against what has been approved. So no one will tell you that you can't go and do your job, because this is what is indicated in the budget. So now let's look at the template. Okay, so give me just a few seconds. I show you the template, and I'll also indicate to you where you can download it. Hi guys, welcome back. I hope I didn't take too long. So as you can see, in front of you is the template, the monitoring and evaluation plan template. So this template, you can easily access it on the link I'm going to share with you. And like I earlier mentioned, please share this template with others so that they can be able to use it probably in their own organizations. It can be something usable. Okay, let me run you through what this is all about. So first of all, you've got the executive summary, you've got the acronyms, the glossary of terms, introduction, background, purpose of the plan, overview of the project. So these things are more like standard in any document you pick up. These are the things that should be put in place. You have the introduction, which just introduces the reader to the plan. But now these are the sections where now you need to pay a bit more attention. You should have your monitoring and evaluation framework in place. You should also have the data flow, the evaluation, the appendices, indicator reference sheets, and budget. So the template gives you instructions on how you can go about producing the write-up. Also the section on acronyms. And then when you go further down, you have the actual plan. So all you do is just you put in your indicators for the different level of results, which is the goal, which is the highest level, the outcome, and the outputs. You simply just populate this empty box here. So now what do we mean when we say data flow? Again, you need to populate these different sections and explain what are we collecting, list the indicators, who collects this data from where and how often. You can list the personnel. All this is self-explanatory. Then you've got the evaluation section. Explain the evaluation process that will be undertaken. Okay, then there's also a template for you to populate the indicator reference sheet. So now, like I mentioned, if you have 18 indicators, you need 18 of these. So all you do, you just copy and paste, duplicate this this sheet, and then you have your other indicator reference sheets. And now we come to the budget. There's also something I recommend, but you can play around with this this table depending on what you think suits your organization. So what I've done is I put the goals, the outcomes, outputs, okay, and then you cost everything that you need to achieve your M&D activities in regards to all these results that you want. Okay, so this is the template. So the question is, where do you download this? Okay, the question is, where do you download this? So just give me 1 second. I'll show you exactly where you get it from. Okay, so that's the link. I'll put the link in the description so that you can download this template. I want to mention that I mentioned earlier on that we are expanding. The whole issue is that we want to become a place where everybody can learn M&E from around the world. So you notice where you're going to be downloading this template from is actually from the website called Monitoring and Evaluation Academy.com. So I really want you guys to support this new initiative, and please share this website with other people. So without wasting any more time, go ahead and download, and see you on the other side. Take care, guys. Bye.